Good morning. It's early morning, but the nice thing about electronic media is that you don't have to get up with me. It's about 5:30 in the morning right now, and what we had found is that the sound, the microphone that I have on the webcam was not on when we had recorded our lectures. So a student had asked if I could do the first part of the lecture again at least, because that was the most difficult to understand without sounds. Here we go. So in this particular problem, this is the first set of problems where you were given the unit circle, and the unit circle had some of the angles provided for you. So each one of these pi over 6, pi over 4 represents an angle that was provided for you, and the red angles were the particular angles that you had to find. So to find, and they had labeled each one of these on WebAssign. So to find angle A, for example, you could either memorize the entire circle, which I think many people have done, but you can memorize the fact that it's pi over 3, or you could use the fact that the information on the table tells you that already gives you that pi over 6, and if you notice, pi over 6 is exactly the distance away, that angle is away from pi over 2. So you could subtract pi over 6 from pi over 2 to obtain that missing angle was pi over 3. Now angle B, similarly, is pi over 6 more than pi over 2. And now I had the insight to actually show you that these two angles are exactly the same angle. So if pi over 6 was the angle away from the angle 0, then angle B is pi over 6 away from pi over 2. So you would add the two angles together to obtain 2 pi over 3. I just want to point out that the calculator, without, you could actually take the calculator, the TI-83, the 84 plus, those particular calculators will add 1/2 plus 1/6 with you if you don't like to add the fractions by getting a common denominator. The TI-89, well, you can actually enter pi over 2 and plus pi over 6, and it will do the entire symbolic fraction addition for you. So B is 2 pi over 3. I could do a similar approach. C is really pi over 4 away from pi over 2, so I could add pi over 4 to pi over 2. It's the same angle that I get away from 0, and I've shaded that in yellow, to obtain 3 pi over 4. Now D, there's a trick. I could still use the same approach. I could use the approach that this angle here turns out to be pi over 6 away from pi, and I could add. But what I could also do is I could find the line that's across from the angle that I want. So what I mean by across from, I can just draw the diagonal away, and I see that pi over 6 is right across from the angle that I want, which is angle D. If I add the numerator and denominator of pi over 6, notice that the numerator is 1 pi, and actually ignore the pi, so I just look at the numbers, 1 over 6, then the new numerator is going to be 1 plus 6 pi. Which is 7 pi. Keep the denominator the same, and the new angle is 7 pi over 6. And you can just check that pi plus pi over 6 does indeed give you 7 pi over 6. So this is the angle D. Angle E, by this, is going to be 5 pi over 4. But let's go through the little trick. The numerator is 1, the denominator is 4. Add the numerator plus denominator by ignoring the pi, and I get 1 plus 4 pi, and I keep the denominator the same. I get 5 pi over 4. Angle F, I already had filled in 2 pi over 3. By the same token, I get 2 plus 3 is the new number in the numerator, so I get 5 pi, and the denominator stays the same. And then I get 11 pi over 6. By taking 5 plus 6, I get the 11, and the denominator stays the same as 6. And that's how you do the first circle angle. filling in the circle angles. Hope this helps, and again, I apologize that the microphone didn't work. We're definitely double and triple checking that in the future.